Hey ladies, welcome back to our channel where we focus on healing femininity, personal growth, and embodying our high-value feminine energy. We're so glad to have you here with us today. Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, the nice girl syndrome. This is something that affects so many of us, often without us even realizing it. We've all encountered this, maybe even embodied it ourselves at some point. It's a pervasive issue that can shape our interactions and self-perception in profound ways. It's more than just being kind or considerate. It's about the deeper, often hidden implications of being overly nice and why it's not as healthy as it appears on the surface. It's about understanding the deeper implications of being overly nice and why it's not as healthy as it appears. When we dig deeper, we find that this behavior can be rooted in fear and insecurity. You see, on the surface, being nice seems harmless, even virtuous. We're often praised for our niceness, but there's a hidden cost. We're taught to be agreeable, accommodating, and to put others' needs before our own. This conditioning starts early and can be hard to break. But what happens when niceness becomes a mask we wear to hide our true selves? When we constantly prioritize others, we lose touch with our own needs and desires. What happens when the desire to please others overshadows our own needs and desires? We end up feeling overwhelmed, unfulfilled, and disconnected from our true selves. That's when nice becomes a cage, not a virtue. It confines us, limits our potential, and prevents us from living authentically. Over the next few chapters, we're going to courageously unpack this. We'll explore the roots of the nice girl syndrome and how it manifests in our lives. We'll explore the reasons why so many of us fall into the trap of being the nice girl and the impact it has on our lives. This journey will be both enlightening and empowering. We'll delve into the fear, the insecurity, and the longing for connection that often lies beneath the surface. These are powerful forces that shape our behavior and self-image. Because, my friends, true belonging and connection can't be built on a foundation of people-pleasing and inauthenticity. Authentic relationships require us to be true to ourselves. Together, let's explore what it means to step out of the nice girl mold and embrace our authentic selves, imperfections, and all. This is a journey towards self-acceptance and true empowerment. Let's learn to set boundaries, speak our truth, and cultivate relationships that nourish our souls. These are essential skills for living a fulfilling and authentic life. Because, darling, you are worthy of love and belonging just as you are. Embrace your true self and watch how your world transforms for the better. One of the biggest drivers of the nice girl persona is the deep-seated need to please others. This need often stems from a desire to be liked, accepted, and valued by those around us. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with wanting to make others happy. In fact, it's a beautiful trait that fosters connection and harmony in our relationships. It's in our nature to connect, to build relationships, and to contribute to the well-being of those around us. These actions can bring immense joy and satisfaction to our lives. But when this desire to please becomes our primary mode of operation, when it starts to overshadow our own needs and desires, that's when we need to pay attention. It's crucial to recognize when our actions are driven by a genuine desire to help versus a compulsion to gain approval. The nice girl often equates her worth with her ability to make others happy. She believes that her value is directly tied to how well she can meet the expectations of those around her. She seeks validation through constant approval, going above and beyond to avoid conflict or disapproval. This can lead to a cycle where her own needs are consistently placed on the back burner. But here's the catch. True connection cannot be built on a foundation of constant pleasing. Genuine relationships require more than just surface-level agreeableness. It requires authenticity, vulnerability, and the courage to be our true selves, even when it's uncomfortable. Only then can we form deep, meaningful connections with others. Think about it. When we're constantly trying to please everyone around us, we inevitably silence our own voice. Our true thoughts and feelings get buried under the weight of others' expectations. We suppress our own needs, our own opinions, even our own truths, all in an attempt to maintain a facade of agreeableness. This can lead to a sense of inner turmoil and dissatisfaction. This pattern of people-pleasing can leave us feeling depleted, resentful, and disconnected from our own authenticity. Over time, it can erode our sense of self and well-being. It's like we're living our lives on autopilot, constantly reacting to the needs of others instead of consciously choosing our own path. This can make life feel monotonous and unfulfilling. So, how do we break free from this cycle? It starts with a commitment to change and a willingness to face the discomfort that comes with it. It starts with recognizing the patterns, with understanding the motivations behind our need to please. Self-reflection and mindfulness can be powerful tools in this journey. It's about cultivating self-awareness and having the courage to ask ourselves, who am I trying to please, and at what cost? By doing so, we can begin to reclaim our authenticity and live more fulfilling lives. Another hallmark of the nice girl is the tendency to avoid conflict at all costs. This avoidance often stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection or disapproval. Now, let me be clear, avoiding conflict doesn't mean we're weak or passive. In fact, it can be a sign of emotional intelligence and a desire to maintain harmony. It's a natural human response to want to avoid discomfort, especially in our relationships. We all crave acceptance and understanding from those around us. Confrontation can be scary, it can feel risky, and it can dredge up a lot of vulnerability. The fear of being misunderstood or causing pain can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, conflict is a normal, even healthy part of any relationship. It allows us to address issues, clear misunderstandings, and grow together. The problem arises when we avoid conflict at all costs, even when it means silencing our own needs and betraying our own integrity. This can lead to a loss of self-respect. The nice girl often believes that keeping the peace, even if it's a superficial peace, is the most important thing. She fears that any disruption could lead to rejection. She'd rather sweep issues under the rug, minimize her own feelings, or agree to things she doesn't want than risk upsetting someone or creating tension. This often leads to internal conflict. But here's the truth, my friends. Unexpressed emotions don't just disappear. They linger in the background, affecting our mental and emotional well-being. They fester, they grow, and they often manifest in unhealthy ways. This can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. When we consistently avoid conflict, we're essentially telling ourselves that our needs, our feelings, and our boundaries don't matter. This can erode our self-esteem over time. We're teaching ourselves that it's not safe to speak up, to disagree, or to set healthy limits in our relationships. This can create a cycle of silence and suppression, and over time, this pattern can lead to resentment, frustration, and a deep sense of disconnection from ourselves and others. It can make us feel isolated and misunderstood. So, how do we move from a place of fear and avoidance to a place of courageous authenticity in the face of conflict? It requires a shift in mindset and practice. It starts with recognizing that conflict is not the enemy. Instead, it's a gateway to deeper understanding and stronger connections. It's an opportunity for growth, for deeper understanding, and for strengthening the foundation of our relationships. Embracing conflict with courage can lead to more authentic and fulfilling connections. So, we've talked about people-pleasing and conflict avoidance, but let's dive into another layer of the nice girl experience: authenticity, or should I say, the lack thereof. You see, when we constantly prioritize being nice over being real, we start constructing this facade. We present a version of ourselves that we think others will approve of, a version that feels safe, unthreatening. And here's the thing: that facade comes at a cost. It costs us our voice, our truth, our ability to connect with others on a deeper level. Because true connection, real intimacy, can only blossom in the soil of authenticity. When we hide who we are, when we mute our needs and desires, we're essentially saying, I'm not worthy of being loved for who I truly am. We start believing that our true selves, with all our quirks and imperfections, are somehow not enough. But let me tell you something, and I want you to really hear this. You are enough. You're worthy of love and belonging just as you are. The world needs your voice, your unique perspective, your authentic self. Don't let the fear of judgment keep you hidden. Now, sometimes the nice girl persona isn't just about seeking external validation. It's also about managing internal insecurities. It's about trying to fill a void within ourselves, a void of worthiness. We overcompensate by being overly accommodating, always going the extra mile, saying yes when we really mean no. And we do all of this in the hopes that if we're just good enough, nice enough, people won't leave. We crave that sense of belonging, that validation that we are worthy of love and connection. But here's the paradox. The more we abandon ourselves in the pursuit of external validation, the emptier that void within us becomes. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can keep pouring and pouring, but it will never truly fill. The only way to fill that void, to truly feel secure in ourselves, is to start showing up authentically. To acknowledge our needs, set healthy boundaries, and recognize that our worthiness is not dependent on external validation. Ladies, it's time to let go of the nice girl persona. It's time to step into your power and reclaim your authenticity. Being nice should never come at the expense of your self-worth, boundaries, or emotional well-being. Remember, you don't need to be nice to be lovable. You need to be real to be lovable. You are worthy of love and belonging just as you are. Imperfections, quirks, and all. Embrace your vulnerability, speak your truth, and let go of the need to please everyone. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. It's courageous. Thank you for tuning in today. If this resonated with you, make sure to like, Comment and subscribe for more videos on healing femininity, self-growth, and becoming the high-value woman you were always meant to be. For more, we recommend you watch this video to see if you are a wounded woman. Until next time, ladies, remember, being a high-value woman means honoring yourself first.